like hurt your guys' faces to be wearing headsets with glasses?
No.
No. Well, for me, no, because I have the cushioned part right here, and the glasses aren't really like into my head, so I'm alright.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the JH Show. Glad you're all here. We are live and getting ready to talk about. So, for those of you that don't know, I know we have audio listeners. Sorry about last week. Jaden's in moving. He's moving, and he can give a little more insight on that in a minute. Wolf was doing an event in VR chat last week, and so it would have been just me and Jeff, and I was like, I'd rather have Wolf here for this topic because it is his topic. So today we're going to be talking about the oceans. We'll get into that. But Jaden, let's hear about your story. What made you move?
Um, so it's kind of a long story, but my grandfather has dementia and he's in late stage. They don't expect him to live through the year. And since my mom's starting back on nursing school, my dad works full time, all of my brothers work. There's not someone to stay home with them, 24/7. So they offered for me to move in with them to, help take care of him. And yeah.
All right. Oh, we wish you luck with that. I've had that situation. Of course, I mean, I didn't have to move in, but I know that situation, so it's kind of rough.
Yeah, I know a little bit. I can understand because my dad was very sick before he passed away, so I tried my best to take care of him and whatnot.
Yeah. That's all we can do.
All right. So,
No
well,
depression hours. We have to be. We're here to
to
have a
be
good time.
here to have a good time. So Wolf, this is your topic, so I'm going to let you start. Today we're talking about the oceans. So for those of you that don't know, we're talking about conspiracy theories, and we have been for the past 3 weeks. We got a lot to go through. I'm doing JFK, which I would like to do next week, which is going to be interesting. There's a lot going in JFK. Anyway, so Wolf, it is your topic, so I'll let you start first. What do you want to talk about?
So, the ocean is very, very big. And the thing is, we haven't fully explored it or haven't even halfly explored it, like 50, whatever. Anywho, it's so big that we still are discovering species that we had no clue that existed. So my thing is since we still haven't fully explored the entire ocean, there's still like crevices and whatnot that can be explored, and there's probably like layers of the ocean that we can't really access without like special equipment and whatnot. So what if there's like species, like very deadly species that live under there that we have no clue existed, like say the Kraken or Megalodon or something that could still be alive down there and we have no clue about it.
Yeah, that's interesting that you make that point. And it's kind of funny that you say that because I don't know if you've ever watched the movie The
The
Meg.
Meg.
The Meg,
Yeah.
perfect example. The Meg is a perfect example because so the Marianas Trench, right? One of the the deepest trench as far as we know in the ocean floor. Um,
Yeah, for now.
for now,
Because
because okay,
there's
so
still a whole
there
body of
is
water that we have to discover.
There is less than 10%. I think we've only explored maybe 10% of our ocean. If I'm,
Oh yeah.
yeah, about 10% of the ocean. 70, was it 72% of the world is covered in water. That's wild. That's fucking crazy. Like 72% of our planet is water. What the fuck? Um,
That and there's possibly like some islands that we still have not
oh
discovered yet,
yeah,
but
for sure.
it it's always to keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, so with the Marianas Trench, it's such a weird thing because we've sent one submarine down there. It got, I think, halfway down and just shattered because of pressure. There's so much
Yeah, the
pressure
water
the
pressure.
deeper you go. Um, it's so we don't know what's down there, and that's what's creepy, is because like you say, there may be things down there that we don't really know about yet. There's that one creature I always see on TikTok videos of it's that really long-legged motherfucker that's like a squid. Have you seen that fucking thing?
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
That thing's so weird. Um,
There's there's actually a crab out there. I don't remember what its official name is, but it's literally the size of like an entire like trash can, and basically the size of a human's torso, but bigger.
yeah. That shit's so weird. Like the amount of stuff that we're now discovering in the ocean is kind of creepy. It's really cool now that we have this modern technology and we can actually do this, but there's a lot of stuff that's like, what the fuck? So
Yeah.
Jaden, what do you think about the oceans?
So I was actually looking for this post that I saw on my Twitter page like maybe an hour or so ago, and I'm looking into the news section. Maybe I'll find it, but it was talking about this. I don't remember what country. I don't know if it was New Zealand or New Mexico or the Americas or whatever, but they just discovered a new species of like whale, but like I don't know the image that they showed, and I don't think it was like an official image, but it was like kind of maybe a depiction of it. But it was like a whale that had like arms and legs, kind of.
Oh, what
And
the fuck?
whether or not the depiction was accurate, the fact that they've discovered a new species of whale after how many thousands of years of human history. Granted, some of that history may have been lost. I'm not sure. I'm not a historian. But the fact that they're still discovering new species is just mind boggling to me. Because, I mean, it's like Wolf was saying earlier, it's just that we haven't discovered such a massive portion of what makes our planet the blue planet. You know what I mean? Like, we still don't know so much.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Okay. So here it is. It is the new species of baleen whale off the Gulf of Mexico. Um, that's interesting. That is weird. Uh, so as far as they know, according to this article, it is an endangered species, and there are few that they know of at the moment. Um, that's so weird. Like, so, and this is let me preface this to everyone watching and listening. So, Wolf, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna quote this whole fucking thing because this is. So keep in mind, this is Wolf's topic. All right. He goes. This is what he said. I shall be acknowledged by NASA or whoever the professionals are of the ocean. I was like, do you mean Noah? You mean Noah? Come on, man. You're so hyped about the ocean and you don't even know what Noah is. You gotta be shitting me, dude. I'm just like, it looks like Wolf needs to do a little studying before we start talking about a topic that he doesn't even
Listen,
know who the government that monitors the oceans, NOAA, is. Jesus Christ.
listen. I haven't slept, and I kind of smoked a little, so you gotta bear with me.
But you have to know. It's your topic. I warned you about this a week ago.
Sorry, Dad.
That's the thing is like if we're doing a set topic and especially with these conspiracy theories, I like people to study a little bit so we know what we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah, I
about.
know.
You know? Because if you're just kind of like, oh, oceans and fish, it's like, come on, dude, do your fucking studying, man. Know your shit. Don't just get on a podcast and say whatever. It doesn't work like that. Like,
Well, here's the thing. Um, back then, like, you know how you said that the water pressure when we first discovered the trench? The thing is that since back then, we've evolved, of course, and made it better and whatnot to explore further deep. But back then, they couldn't really, even if they did discover it back then, I don't know when it was discovered.
1951, by the way.
1951, yeah. So they could honestly gone down deeper if they had better equipment, but
So
their technology wasn't as great as ours is today. So what
what's
I'm
cool with
thinking,
the Marianas Trench is with the way we can do lasers and stuff and analyze just digitally, they're able because of using light and such to actually analyze how deep it is. That's why they have an actual measurement. They've actually been able to measure using light and lasers how deep it actually is, which is cool. But in 1951 we didn't have that technology. It's pretty wild. Um, so Uh, Jaden, I think your internet's cutting out a little bit. You join and rejoin, but as long as it works, right?
I'm trying to not like cloud the comms with random internet noises. I'm sorry, guys, but the internet at my parents' house is really bad.
You're good. Um, we're just glad you're here. You know that? We love you. You are a part of this.
Thank you. God, I needed to hear that. I'm glad to be here, dude.
Um, and that's the other thing. Last week we released or I guess it was a week ago before
Come
last week.
on, internet. Don't
We
do this to me.
we released the website. So if you guys want to go check that out, you can go to our YouTube page, The JH Show. And you can, in any video we have, there's the new link to the website. We're going to be posting videos and all that there. So be sure to check that out. We have a website now. It's awesome. It's good shit. Um, so, what was I going to say? I was asking Jaden a question. I can't remember what it was. So Jaden, what do you what do you think of species that are okay? There's so many species in the ocean, right? What do you have a favorite species from the ocean, like a oceanic creature? Oh, he's muted. Oh, that's
oh, all
unfortunate.
right.
What about you, Wolf?
Um, my favorite species? Uh, that's honestly a very good question because there is a lot of species out there. Uh, might get crap for this, but you know the anglerfish?
Yeah,
Yeah, the one with like the light antenna, and then
yeah, they're
yeah,
a funky motherfucker.
they're like ugh,
Yeah, they have a
but
terrible face, but they're kind of a cool fish.
it yes, because I think they're blind. I don't know. I'll have to
Yeah,
research
so
that.
I'm pretty sure they are. I don't think they have eyesight. They use sonar,
Yeah,
similar to
sonar,
a
and I think they have like little worms like inside their mouths. It's not worms. It's just like basically it floats underwater, like basically a lure. So
yeah.
yeah, a lure,
It's like
and that's
a
how they
plankton
actually get
almost.
their prey also as well.
Wait, what are we talking about? I'm so sorry. I literally had to
The
run outside my parents'
anglerfish.
house and change different Wi-Fi networks.
You're good.
It's
Um,
the anglerfish that we were
anglerfish.
talking
Oh,
about.
anglerfish.
Yeah, that's a
I hate
weird
them.
fucking fish. I
I
remember the
hate
first time I
Dude,
ever saw one of those was in Finding Nemo. That was a weird fucking fish, dude.
dude,
Um,
in
I actually
the
had nightmares from that fish when I was younger.
what's
Believe it
that,
or
Jaden?
not.
um I believe I was in the 8th grade. My science teacher showed us all this video of like just these ridiculous depths of the ocean. I don't remember which ocean it was, but my favorite freaking part was when at a certain depth, like all of the organisms that live down there have to create their own light source
Yeah.
because, the sunlight no longer reaches them. So
Yep.
bioluminescence,
Mm-hmm.
dude, that is the coolest shit.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking wild that animals adapt to their environment. It's pretty crazy.
In such a like futuristic looking
I
way,
know. I know. I mean, I love LEDs. I have LEDs all over my room, but
Right.
it's crazy.
RGB fish, let's
Yeah,
go,
right?
gamer fish, gamer fish.
Gamer fish. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's really cool to think about some of the wildest. I mean, even jellyfish, dude. Like, yeah, the light hits them just right. They're luminescent. They look so cool. It's like who,
Dude.
you know, it's so weird. But going on my side of the oceans. So this is all about conspiracy theories, right? Which
Right.
we're going to talk about the Bermuda Triangle. Now,
Yes.
boy, okay, where do I begin? First incident that is documented about the Bermuda Triangle is in 1492. For all of you that know what 1492 is, it is when Columbus sailed the oceans to find the land as we know as North America. So, in 1492, in the night of October 11th, Christopher Columbus and the crew of the Santa Maria, going through the Bermuda Triangle, because apparently they ended up on the East Coast somewhere. On the night of October 11th, Christopher Columbus and the crew of the Santa Maria reported a sighting of unknown lights just before landing in Guahani, which I'm guessing is around,
Like Southern America, maybe?
yeah, South America. Let me Google this. See, that's the thing. I love Google because it is a very handy tool. If there's some place that I don't know for sure, I just go ahead and hit search Google. So it is.
Do we know what three
Oh, it's
geographic
San Salvador.
points compose the Bermuda Triangle?
Yes. So let me Google that as well. So, oh God, Bermuda Triangle. Let's just
Hello.
Google that. So the 3 points, images. We have, where is it? And here's the other thing. It's a very loose. It's not a straight triangle. It's just
Sure,
between
sure.
these 3 points. So we have Bermuda, which is a little island in the east of Florida. We have Miami as the second point, and we have Puerto Rico as the third point. So those 3 points create a triangle, and in that triangle, a lot of shit has happened. Weird shit. Okay, just, I mean, so I have this page pulled up of disappearances from people in the Bermuda Triangle. There are hundreds of things that just disappear. And it's creepy. It's fucking creepy. Okay, so December 5th, 1945. This is the one that kind of, I mean, this is more modern times. 1945, the war and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so the TBF Avengers. This is a group of flight. There are a bunch of planes. I think there was how many planes? 5. There are 5 of these planes flying through the Bermuda Triangle. They lose all radio signal. They can't get a hold of. They think they're over somewhere near the Florida Keys, but they don't know. They were supposed to land in Florida, but 13 airmen and 14 of these airmen on these planes disappeared, and they have never been found. No wreckage has been found. Nothing's been found. This is 1945. These are just aircraft incidences. So these are all split up into aircraft incidences, boat incidences, which is a huge list, and like island incidences. So, 1947, the Douglas C-54, this is another plane, crashed off the coast of Florida after the pilot lost control in turbulence that came out of nowhere. Clear day, just flying nice. Out of nowhere, a storm comes. Fuck, it's turbulence. He can't control the plane. Crashes off the coast of Florida, and no one knows why.
But he lived to tell the story.
No, he died.
So then my question is, for all these reportings of the Bermuda Triangle and stuff, they seem super detailed for stories of people who never made it back to give those details, I'm sure there's a logical explanation for that, but personally I don't see how that
All right.
see how that
Here's another one. Let's go more modern. All right. Because again, these are back in the 1950s. 2017, May 15th, a private aircraft Carey was at 24,000 feet when it vanished off radio and radar. Traffic controllers in Miami had no idea what was going on. Plane wreckage of one wing was found later.
What? So you're telling me whatever happens in the Bermuda, God, I don't like it, Bermuda Triangle, it like is physical, whether it's like a wind current or I don't know, some kind of like water anomaly or something else. It
I
is a physical thing, though. You don't just vanish. You don't just cross dimensions. You actually take physical damage enough to rip the wing off, right? Like,
I was actually about to say, like, what if it was just, what if like some like ancient ass creature is there and has been protecting that island for centuries now? I mean, yeah, it's a big theory, like a very big theory, but what if that was the case? Like a
So
giant or like an underwater monster that we have no clue what the fuck it
they,
is, like the Loch Ness or something?
so I don't know if you guys are religious at all. I'm not religious. I know there's a higher power of some kind, but I'm not really religious. There is a Bible verse in the book of John. It says, "Behold, I the Lord, beginning bless the waters, but in the last days by the mouth of my servants John, I curse the waters. Wherefore the days will come that flesh shall not be safe upon the waters, and it shall be said in the days to come that none is able to go up to the land of Zion upon the waters. He that is upright in heart, but he that is upright in heart. And I, the Lord, said in the beginning, cursed. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where's this verse? Because there's a verse in here. God, I'm looking at the whole book of John now. Uh, that basically gives Satan control of the water. Where is it? There's a specific verse. I don't want to have to look through the whole book of John. Um, where is it?
I'm not sure where geographically Mount Zion is located, but if I had to take a guess, I would say it is somewhere in the Middle Eastern part of the world.
Uh,
I'm not too sure
I
about
would
that one.
guess.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna.
probably. I would probably Jerusalem, somewhere over there. Anyway, I don't want to look through the whole book of John, but somewhere in there it just basically says Satan will control the water. Like,
I mean, in I don't remember what book of the Bible, but at some point, God does give Satan dominion over the entire earth.
yeah, well, he's supposed to roam the earth. That's his curse, um, for disobeying him, which would suck. I would hate to fucking be stuck on this planet forever.
Oh God, yeah, that would be the worst.
Um, okay, so let's go over some boat incidences in the Bermuda Triangle. Let's go 2015. In late July 2015, two 14-year-old boys went on a fishing trip in their 19-foot boat. Despite the 15,000 square nautical mile search by the Coast Guard, the pair's boat was found a year later off the coast of Bermuda, but the boys have never been seen again, and no one knows what happened. That's nice. That's 2015. Another incident in 2015. The SSS El Faro, a crew of 33 aboard, sank off the coast of Bahamas within the triangle on October 1st, 2015, after sailing into the hurricane Joaquin. Okay. Search crews identified the vessel 15,000 feet below the surface. Okay, so they went into a hurricane in the Bermuda Triangle, which
Oh,
would suck. I would hate that. I mean, you'd be on a yacht with 33 people, you're just enjoying life,
I
and
would
then,
shit myself.
yeah, fuck that.
Like, that's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is drowning.
See,
Like, it's
this is the most recent one. It's also the one that's so weird, because this one was no one has. That's the thing. No one really knows what happened, and this is 2020. Okay, a 29-foot blue and white Macau Cuddy cabin vessel, basically a mini yacht. It's 30 foot, with 20 people on board. Departed December 28th, 2020, and has never been seen since from Florida. 20 people on board.
I
Disappeared.
would give so much to interview like one of those family members of those that went missing. Like, is this true? Is this like a
Just,
load of horse shit they
just
put on the
gone.
internet?
Like they're just gone. Like what the
At the
fuck?
same time, I wouldn't really want to do that because it is a loss of a family member.
Yeah.
But if they,
The,
but if it did happen like years ago, then it'll be understandable.
here's
Like
the thing
if
is
they're
there's
not to not get
so
mad and all that.
you gotta wonder though. There's so many incidences going back to 1492 in that area where this shit happens. It's so weird. It's from that time 1945 to 2020 was the last one. Like it's such a weird area.
Like
So what's that?
the thing they should do is like create something to where it can withstand of whatever's protecting the Bermuded. Because here's the thing, we haven't talked to anybody who's actually lived through whatever happens at the Bermuda Triangle, and we have no type of evidence what's causing everything to crash.
Well,
So it's
that's what's crazy is there is no evidence afterwards. Like,
Or
and if there is
maybe there
any,
is, and they're
if the,
hiding in Area 51.
you're right.
I just gonna
And
about to
that's the
say
other
something.
thing is if there is any evidence left over, it's like a wing or something really insignificant to the rest of the plane.
Yeah, and like really hard to explain too. Like, how
Yeah.
do you get a wing and not like a slew of airplane seats or like clothing or like
Yeah.
luggage, like
It's
any of
just
the
one
numerous
thing.
things?
And it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? What the fuck is happening?
And
Like,
this would be a really elaborate joke if this really was all a hoax and it was just like a joke that we've kept up as Americans for,
since
600 years.
yeah, but I mean, that's the other thing is like people disappear and they're never seen again. So where are they all going? I mean, this has been going
That's my
on
question to you
since the
guys.
1400s. Like,
Like, what do y'all think's happening? And it can be anything. This is the conspiracy part. Like, give me your conspiracies. What do you think's happening out there?
I don't know. It, I, it's so weird. I don't like to get religious, but I think that is kind of a hellhole of the earth with as many things as that have happened there is kind of like the little corner triangle of hell that is the ocean because it's so creepy how much shit has just happened there. I don't know. What do you think, Wolf?
It's just how I don't know why. Like I don't know why nobody's talking about it because it has been around for a very long time, like the Bermuda Triangle. And no one has really like tried to do anything to discover what's the source of it being protected or seen what's actually on the inside of the Bermuda Triangle. So my question is why isn't nobody talking about it like that much, and why hasn't like the government or some uh organization with like fucking advanced technology and all that like try to go to and explore it and all that? Because honestly there could be like rare materials there that we have no clue of what it can do and how beneficial it could possibly be for our society today. But
Well, and I mean, that's not saying there haven't been attempts to search. That area has been searched over and over for things that have disappeared, but that's what's really, really fucking weird. They search and they search for weeks, and they come up with nothing, except for
yeah,
maybe a plane wing, maybe you know, a shirt floats up. This is so fucking weird shit, dude. Um, like the aircraft incidences alone, like what's up with that? I may
Yeah, and
get
like that kind of rules out the possibility, like, oh, well, maybe for whatever reason, like the magnetic field of Earth's core or whatever creates a
Right.
whirlpool that pulls ships down. It's not just ships on the water.
No.
It's planes out of the air.
Fucking planes.
Explain that.
From 1945 to current. I mean, it's just weird. Let's see, what's another one? 2005, June 20th, a PA-23 disappeared from Treasure Clay Island in the Bahamas, and there were 3 people on board, never been found since, and no parts were found. Like, nothing's been found. Now, keep in mind the PA-46 is like a little charter plane, something small,
Yeah.
but still, it's a plane. It's about the size of a diesel, in the air. Fucking not like a full 18-wheeler, just the front cab, like, Still. Oh, here's another one. This is kind of a creepy one. February 23rd in 2017, Turkish Airlines flight TK-183
I
was
heard about
forced.
this one.
Yeah, this one was the one I was talking about when I was excited about the Bermuda Triangle. This was forced to change directions from Havana, went to Cuba, to Washington in the airport after some mechanical and electrical problems that occurred over the triangle. The plane has never been found since. A full plane. We're talking like what is this? Oh yeah, at least like the size of a 747. Big boy. Full of passengers. Was had to change its direction from Havana, Cuba to Washington, but
So,
it's never been
and
found.
you mean by was forced to change direction? Was that like orders that like the pilot got to do, or did he not?
I
Did
don't
he
know.
lose control of his own craft?
It might have been weather issues. I know if the weather's bad, they'll have to change course because they can't fly through certain weather.
So you're saying that it was still by his own hands that they changed the course, not because of some,
Yeah,
magnetic
and
pull.
it's usually up to the pilot. Say weather gets so bad, and they're warned from air traffic control that it's going to be terrible the way they're going, so they have to change course and land until the storm's over to get people home. But here's what's creepy is they have mechanical and electrical problems and disappear over the triangle and have never been seen since. What the fuck?
I mean, okay, dude, we've all seen the sci-fi movies, like, take Avatar, take Interstellar, like when they get to a certain point in the plot line or whatever, where they're crossing, space time, or what have you, graphical and gravity like anomalies. Their
Yeah.
instruments always mess up. Like they can't rely on their instruments anymore, like their compasses or GPSs or whatever. And then, to us looking at that, it would be like, oh shit, they vanished off of radar and radio. We can't contact them. But to them, they're still going somewhere. They still exist. I want to put. Why haven't we tried this? Put a fucking plane full of no people, like a drone, have you, and just fill it with cameras on all sides and inside and everything, and just send it in the Bermuda Triangle, and then relay information.
See, that's the thing. All these modern planes, like the plane incidences alone go to 2017. But these planes, they have what's called the black box, and it records everything from temperature control, flight patterns, weather, communication between the pilot and co-pilot, everything that happens video surveillance wise, everything's recorded to this black box. That's so if you were to send something in there, that's the thing though, with all these planes, they have all this surveillance and everything already built in. These are standard planes. They disappear and they can't find anything. So,
Well, I mean, like a live streaming camera, for example.
oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Also, what kind of beer are you drinking? I'm also drinking me a beer.
Budweiser, best beer in the world.
Nice.
Well, second best. I like Guinness. Guinness is my number one, but
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you off topic, but yeah, that's what I want to know, dude. Like, throw a camera in there off the shore of Florida, or a
Live
drone or
stream it.
whatever. Live stream it, dude.
How do you live stream? I mean, there's definitely ways. Drones live
I
stream
mean, they look at
footage.
the dude who jumped out of the spacecraft and free
Yeah.
fell all the way to Earth in 2009. That was
Yeah.
live streamed. Like
Yeah.
if we can get a camera out in a spaceship, I'm sure we can get a
Yeah.
camera
For sure.
to the coast of Florida.
It's
I just think it's
just
an allocation of resources and priorities. Like we're fighting a global pandemic, we're
yeah.
fighting, things in Afghanistan as a country, where the Bermuda Triangle consists of two places within our country. I feel like it's just not a number one priority. Not
Yeah.
even on the
Yeah.
top 10 items, honestly.
I don't think people care. They're like, shit, another plane of people just full of passengers just disappeared. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and the thing is, it's not just planes or boats; it's both of them, or possibly more. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just still crazy to my head how no one's freaking talking about this shit, and it's been around for what, hundreds of years?
1400s, dude. The strange sighting started with Columbus. Now, keep in mind, Columbus was one of the early explorers of the oceans, right? And probably one of the first documented that we actually have. 1492. This is way back. And even he was like, "What the fuck is this shit? We see lights." Now, keep in mind, they had candles and shit. They didn't have electrical lights like that's described. It's so weird. What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's crazy because Christopher Columbus was mainly an explorer. He wanted to, like, explore America and whatnot. And the thing is, for someone like that to discover what was going on around the Bermuda Triangle and whatnot, it just goes to show that it's it wasn't just a problem in our day and age. It was also back then as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird. There's so many. I think there's more the ones at sea than there are at air, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so weird. Like, I mean, it just goes back, and there's so many of them. Some of the more modern ones, like 1980, January 12th. This is a sea incident. January 12th, 1980, the HMS St. Laurent sank off the Cape uh, Hatteras, the closest point to the North American mainland to the Bermuda. The ship took to water, encountering the tail end of a hurricane, and sank. No one survived. So some of these incidences, keep in mind, I'm just looking at incidences within the Bermuda Triangle. So not all of these are unknown. Some of these are pretty well documented, like that one, for example. They headed out, but they caught the tail end of a hurricane, and the winds were so strong it sunk the boat. There's nothing unknown about that. What's creepy is there's no one that survived.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, literally no one ever survives those incidences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. That is the common denominator of everything involved with the Bermuda Triangle. Not that it's a watercraft or an aircraft or a crash or the thing was ripped apart. It's that there are no survivors ever. So my
Exactly.
thing is, if this is some kind of supernatural or otherworldly occurrence, that would be something that did make sense. Like it's so mind-boggling, or I guess reality shattering, that no human being could live to tell the tale.
Yeah. It's weird. It's definitely
Like my
weird.
guess is, you want to know my like most out there outlandish theory is that it is like the portal to like somewhere else, whether that's hell, whether that's the fourth or fifth dimension or what have you. Like it's like a portal. Once you pass through a certain AOE, you're gone, and your craft usually doesn't make it, and maybe your physical bodies don't either. I don't know.
Not
More
even
more
nether armor
That's
can
realistic,
protect you.
not even
Nether-
nether.
I like
Um,
that. I like that take because it's interesting. Right in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. And keep in mind, we have the 3 points for sure that this shit has happened in. But that's the thing. These it's more of like a wide like it's not quite a triangle because it's within those 3 points that this shit happens. So, but it's called the Bermuda Triangle because it's between those 3 points. It's
I mean, there are
so
different types of triangles too. Like they don't have to be
yeah.
three congruent sides or whatever.
it's weird and it's creepy, and I definitely don't want to go into the Bermuda Triangle at
How much
all.
money would it cost to get you to go into the Bermuda Triangle, Jaden? I mean, sorry, Gear.
You can call me Jaden. Um, yeah, you can call me Jaden. Jaden, what are you talking about, Jaden?
I saw your name on TikTok, and it's like literally the only place I see you is Jaden. So I'm like, fuck. Now I've got two names for
Really?
you.
Is it Jaden on TikTok? It should
Yeah,
be
well,
Gearbolt
I don't know.
Gaming.
That's the one I searched up to find you, but when you DM me, it said your name. So I was like, shit.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's DMs. Um, but yeah, no, for me to go into the Bermuda Triangle, that's
Yeah,
creepy.
how much
It's so
money, dude?
creepy, dude. I don't want to go to that shit. I'll go to the Bahamas, but I'm not gonna have a problem.
$100 million. Is that gonna get you in a plane over the Bermuda?
I, I'll attempt it. I'll attempt it.
You for
It's
100 million?
Yeah, I'll attempt it, but it's so creepy, dude. It's just, eh. I mean, I'm looking at
Okay,
a whole list of just creepy shit that just happens and no one has an explanation for, and it's like, what is happening?
okay. If I ever get bedridden with cancer or something, that's gonna like eventually kill me, you don't have to euthanize me. You can just strap me to a table and send me over the Bermuda Triangle, and I want to see what happens. If I die,
Oh
I die. I was
God.
already gonna die anyway.
Yeah. Um. Oh, okay. So I guess my at on TikTok is at Gearbolt Gaming, but then when I DM people, it's just my name. That's interesting.
I'm pretty sure you can change that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the Bermuda Triangle. That's some weird stuff. And what's crazy is it's been documented back to 1492. It's weird, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, like it wasn't like a one-off occurrence. Like it was
No,
definitely
Yeah.
something
no,
that's
there's
consistently.
hundreds of accounts, dude. It's like holy fuck. Oh man. What's another thing we can talk about by the oceans? Because I want to talk about the Bermuda Triangle as soon as last week or the week before. I keep saying last week, but we didn't have a podcast last week. But uh, it's so weird because like when Wolf mentioned he was gonna do the oceans, I was like, oh man, I don't know about the oceans. There's not a lot to talk about. And I thought, oh shit, the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, there's not a lot to talk about. It's just a topic.
So, okay, let's talk about this. The oceans is what's it called military wise as far as like government goes? It's when you go out on the ocean, international waters. So it doesn't belong to anybody. Any crime that you do on international waters can't be tied to any country.
Really?
Yeah, because it's international waters. There's
But I mean,
no
go from
country that
different countries.
claims
Wouldn't you be falling under the jurisdiction of your country that you come from?
it's international water. No one has, it's not a land mass. They don't have government over international water.
I know
So
that, but I'm
it's,
saying like if you ended up robbing a ship, like say you robbed a German ship and you're an American, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're going to get in trouble by either the German government or the American government, right? Or they're just going to be like, they kill you out in the water because there's no crime. Like, how does that work?
yeah, in that case, yes, I suppose. But what's creepy is it's like, I don't know. I'm a bit drunk. I've had a few beers. So I'm not 100% sure on this. Um, Let me look at laws on international water. This is what Google's for when you're this. I'm not hammered, but I'm getting there.
Man's
Um,
feeling it.
okay, laws on international waters. Are there laws on the high seas? Let's see. Um, all
Yeah, what
governments,
kind of laws are there?
all governments manage their territories with laws. It's easy enough to understand with respect to solid ground. When you look at the map, borders usually mark where the authority of one country ends and another begins. But what about maritime countries, which either border or are completely surrounded by the sea? Did their laws stop at the shoreline? Would that mean that the seas are beyond their are beyond? Would that mean that seas beyond are lawless? The high seas are not lawless. Well, not completely. According to international law, a maritime country extends outward some distance from its shoreline. During the 20th century, several attempts to develop an international law of the sea have been made under the UN. As a result of the third most recent UN convention, the Law of the Sea, which took place in Jamaica, 1982. 160 countries have signed an agreement by 2017. Several countries, including the U.S. and others, significant ocean-facing and sea-facing coastlines, have yet to sign the agreement. Okay, generally speaking, the law of the sea stipulates that maritime countries essentially control the territorial waters to the shore, a distance from 12 miles from the shoreline. Within that zone, all laws apply. The country can build and extract natural resources. Anything after that is out of their hands.
It's yeah, and the ocean is just gonna always be mind-boggling because it is still only 10% discovered,
So,
or
yeah,
and it's just
but
I don't know.
as far as oceanic law, I guess it's 12 miles from the shoreline, where
Yeah,
law resides. So, um, basically, no one could claim because I mean, if you're 12 miles out from the ocean, that's a ways away.
yeah,
All right, 12 miles from
yeah.
the ocean or the bank, 12 miles out, that's pretty far. And with the like you say, we've only got 10% known as far as the ocean. I mean, we have most of the ocean surface covered, but the underneath. So, say you were to murder somebody from another country in the middle of the ocean, and then you go back home, no one knows jurisdiction. Say you come across, figuratively, a German boat, right? Bunch of people drinking and partying. You kill them all. You go home. Germans don't know what happened. Sure, they may find the boat days later, but they don't have jurisdiction. They can't, like, it's weird. You can't really do investigations on the ocean. That's why it's like a um, international waters. So
That's hard to wrap my mind around, to be honest.
yeah, you know,
But I mean, just like space. I mean, what country lays claim to space?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, eh.
yeah, right. So as far as we know, 12 miles out from the bank of the land mass is jurisdiction. Anything after that, you're out of jurisdiction, and no one can. And so that is national. That's a national rule. 12 miles from the ocean base, like or the island edge, I guess, or the landmass. That's interesting. So, and see, I'm glad you asked that question, Jaden, because I didn't know this. So that's why it's good to ask
Right.
questions. Now I know, like, I can go murder somebody 12 miles out and be fine.
That's not to say that NASA's satellites won't be able to like zoom in on your
Right.
location and but
Yeah.
yeah, I get what you're saying. Like technically by I guess whatever the law of the
The
sea signed by
international
whatever
water
hundred
law.
and yeah, or whatever,
That's
like
so weird.
at some point, it's still a free planet that belongs to itself and no human being. So we
Right.
have to respect that.
Some weird shit. The oceans are weird. We,
It's fucking
Just
wild. Like in thalassophobia, like are you guys thalassophobic?
what's that?
what's
Fear of
that?
the ocean?
Yeah, it's like fear of deep water.
Oh
Not
yeah,
really.
for me it's 50-50.
I wouldn't say I'm fear, because I can only hold my breath for like a minute, maybe.
All right,
Um,
Aquaman, calm down.
but as far as like deep water, I don't swim that deep. I've been to the ocean. I went to California a couple times. I love going out in the ocean and swimming. I just don't dive because it's salt water and it's terrible for you to either ingest or get in your eyes. So, you know, I don't go out far enough, and I don't know if I'd be interested in scuba diving. I think it'd be fun to go scuba diving,
Oh
and go
yeah,
see some really cool, like, coral and shit. But
oh yeah, for sure.
as far as like fear of the ocean. I don't think it's the ocean that deep deep depths and shit that I'm scared of. It's the stuff we don't know about that scares me.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I know it's the internet, so you can't believe everything you see or hear. But I followed this TikTok thread. I want to call it a thread because it's videos and not a Reddit post. But um, so there's this one TikTok account who like emphasizes videos that are thrown on the internet for conspiracy reasons, like whatever that may be. But in this case, the one that I was following closely was the mermaid one, and it
Oh yeah.
started with this like really disturbing looking corpse that washed up on some beach in some country. I don't know. It wasn't America because they weren't speaking English, which I guess isn't necessarily fair. But I don't think it was America. And anyway, it had like human like, torso, arms, hands, but there was like fins on the arms, etc. And I was like, okay, that could have been placed there by some hooligan trying to get, a rise out of someone or whatever. But then she covered this video of this dude who's like, he does some overnight like haul. I don't know if it's crab fishing or what, but this guy is like alone on this boat at night. Like, I don't know how far offshore, but and he had multiple videos too. Like, and I watched them, but on this particular video, it was like a night two or whatever, because the first night he heard this really weird scream, and it wasn't whales, because someone commented and was like, dude,
Mm.
this is what whales sound like. That is not a whale. What you're hearing is not a whale. People are claiming that it's a siren. And I was like, okay, that's, old sailors folktale, whatever. But I watched the video and it definitely was a convincing scream. And I was like, okay, sure. They could put any MP3 over a video and make it sound legit. Until in the video, he was like this crab, I don't know if it like washed up on his boat somehow or whatever, but he's like, sometimes you just have to let him go. So he threw the crab back in the water, and he kept recording on his video or whatever. He was like, um, he was just talking to his camera or whatever. He's like, yeah, it's just another night or whatever. And like mid sentence, the crab gets thrown out of the water back onto his boat. And I still can't explain that. I'm like,
So,
holy.
I mean, that kind of has I should say it, somewhat easy explanation. There's several creatures that don't like crabs just because of the way, I'm a creature that doesn't like crabs. I don't want crabs. Keep that shit away from me. Jesus.
Wait,
No,
you
I'm
don't
just
like
kidding.
crab meat?
No, crabs. I don't want crabs. Keep that female degenerative
Oh my
shit away.
god.
Wait, whoa, whoa.
Oh my god.
I
I
don't
was
want
like,
crabs. What are you talking
why?
about?
I was like, why does he hate crabs?
No,
What the fuck did they do to him?
so um, octopus don't like crabs at all because they're very hard. They're not. So
Are you guys
they
really ignoring that story I just told? Come
no,
on.
I'm explaining what could have happened
Oh,
there.
okay,
I'm
might
explaining
be.
what could have happened.
Oh yeah,
A
no, we're gonna ignore you.
octopus could have gotten that crab
Fuck
in
you,
its
Wolf.
tentacle, didn't like it because it was snipping at him, and threw it back out. So that is, that is kind of possible
I
that that
guess,
would
yeah.
happen.
I never considered that possibility, honestly. Just given the context of the video, though, like he's literally screaming at the top of his lungs. He's like, "Where are you?" And it's talking to this like creature, which is screaming at like this high pitched frequency, and like this dude's convinced. Like, I wish I could send you guys the TikTok, but it was so creepy. And anyway, yeah, he throws it in the ocean like it's silent, and then it just tosses it back. Technically, yeah, I guess it could be an octopus or a squid or something. But dude, whoever made that, if it's all fake, they did one hell of a job.
So yeah, and that's you never know with the way, and I mean we could go back to the last time we talked about UFO sightings. A lot of the UFO videos are so weird, but a lot of them have been debunked as like camera flares and just weird things. But as far as like ocean mythical creatures go, take Nessie. I mean, Nessie, the Loch Ness monster. Let's get into that for a second. The Loch Ness monster is a really weird one because it dates back to 1871. Okay, like 1800s. They saw this guy Mackenzie of Balnan reportedly saw an object like a log wriggling, churning in the water, moving slowly before disappearing at a faster speed. Um, I mean, so 1871, 1888, 1933. There's three accounts of 1933, 1934, 1938, 1954, 1955, 1960, 1977, 2007, 2011, 2011, 2013, 2014, 2015. These are all accounts of people that see something strange in the Loch Ness area that they can't really describe. There's so many accounts, you know. That's weird. Nessie's a weird one because, as far as we know, the most of the dinosaurs were extinct, right? After the giant asteroid hit the Earth and wiped out most of them. But that was land dinosaurs, you know? So, like Wolf was saying earlier, what do you think about the ones that were in, say, the Marianas Trench, that were way, way down below and survived all that? You know?
Survive like what was it again that you said? I didn't hear that part.
So, an asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs,
Oh,
as far
yeah,
as we
yeah.
know, right? It wiped out most dinosaurs, but that was on land. You take into account the ones that were underwater that were mostly shielded from all the dust and debris and shit. That's what's weird is that, you have all these accounts of people seeing this Loch Ness monster. Let's go to a more modern Loch Ness monster.
Can you quickly Google the geographical location of where that meteor was supposedly? And I think there actually is like a still, like, you can visit today, like the crater that was caused by that meteor, if I'm not mistaken. Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out,
All right, let me
because
see.
a meteor of that size, the impact alone is
So it
probably
was
going to create like this mass amount of heat that could even stretch into the ocean. I would be,
so it
you
was
know,
uh it was near the Gulf of Mexico, landed in um the Yucatan Peninsula. So it's in like just south of Mexico in the Yucatan. Like Cuba is bordering
so
there's
like close to the Bermuda Triangle.
yeah, yeah, isn't that weird?
Dude, what
Um,
are the odds, dude? What if it like got sucked in somehow?
well, I mean, it's not connected to the Bermuda Triangle because the Bermuda Triangle is east of that area, but
Hmm.
that's as far as I know, the Yucatan.
Impact created it, dude.
Wouldn't that be fucking wild? All of this is
That would
connected.
be so wild.
Conspiracy theories, I swear to God.
Conspiracy.
um, but yeah, so it was off the Yucatan Peninsula. So I'm looking at Nessie here, the Loch Ness Monster. Let's go to a more modern account. Let's go 2013. On August 27th, 2013, tourist David Elder presented a 5-minute video of a mysterious wave in the Loch Ness area. According to Elder, the wave was produced by a 15-foot solid black object under the surface of the water. Um, he was taking a picture of a swan at Fort August Pier on southwestern end of the loch when he captured movement. He said the water was very still at the time. There were no ripples coming off the wave, and other than that, no activity on the water. That's weird. So that's 2013. 2014 on Google Maps. Google Maps? What the fuck? On 19th of April 2014, it was reported that a satellite image on Google Maps showed what appeared to be a large creature thought to be the Loch Ness Monster just below the surface of Loch Ness. At the far north end of Loch Ness, it appeared to be about 98 feet long. Holy fuck! What?
Dude, I'm
98
trying to see
feet
it. I'm trying to
long.
see it, dude.
What the fuck?
Am I the only one that's absolutely okay? And I know that I'm not the only one, but are you guys also like absolutely fascinated by things just astronomically large, like really large fish, like whales, or like
dude,
things that are just mind-bendingly big.
Oh yeah.
dude, whales. So I've seen a whale skeleton. Just the skeleton alone, I was like, how the absolute fuck does something get that big? Holy Jesus.
Is that not like frightening in the best possible way?
It's the size of a goddamn football field. It's huge.
And there's tons of them just swimming
Yeah.
around beneath us, dude.
Yeah, it's so fucking big. It's like, oh my god, that's a fucking football field right there in the ocean. It's like,
And they
oh
don't even eat other fish. They
no.
eat like tiny little bitty
Yeah.
fish. I mean, some of them are carnivorous. Like I'm pretty sure, like the what is it, the killer whale?
Killer whale. They what otters? No, not otters.
I saw them like literally. There was a video my buddy sent me on TikTok where these killer whales are literally just bullying the shit out of this manta ray. They're literally just repeatedly smacking it with its tail until it gets too tired to swim away, and then they just like beat it up and don't even eat it or anything, and they just run away.
Yeah, they just
So-
fuck with it.
So the deadliest whale, by the way, to ever live, is still the killer whale, even through like ancient times and whatnot. But the Leviathan, which is Moby Dick, um, people or what's it called, has actually been compared to megalodon shark. So the thing is, though, which one would actually win in like a battle, though?
That's
Would
what,
it be-
dude. And there's this like simulation thing. I don't remember who I was watching on Twitch, but there's this simulation thing where you can literally do just that. Like the person that I was watching pinned a King Kong against whatever the name of that dragon with 5 heads or whatever. You can literally probably do that.
Yeah. So here's what's wild is I'm glad you brought that up, Jaden. We've only got a few minutes left, so I want to get into this. Whales are such a weird creature. The blue whale is a football field. It's a fucking football field. That's insane.
Yeah, big
Um,
as well.
The
Ever
orca,
lived.
the orca, which I've seen orcas at zoos and ocean parks and shit, they're 30 feet long. 30 feet is huge. It's massive. I probably have a 10-foot ceiling. 3 of those high, and I don't know how wide the little orcas get. That's one of the smaller ones, but it's one of the most common ones in the ocean. It's so crazy. You got the sperm whale at 60 feet long. You've got what is that? The right whale is what it's called? 60 feet. The finback whale, another common one, 82 feet. It's like, holy fuck, these things are in our waters. They're bigger than the yacht. Like,
And you know what thought disturbs me about all of that? It's like I'm pretty sure I heard, and this could be false, but like snakes can grow up to as big as what is appropriate for their direct environment. So like if you keep it in a small cage, it's going to stay small, for example. So like in the ocean, it's just so vast and expansive
yeah,
that these fish
Yeah.
get to football field size lengths. Like
that's creepy.
that's so mind-boggling, dude.
So-
You would be such an
Yeah.
insignificant creature in their world, dude.
Wild
The-
shit. Wild shit.
The biggest blue whale to ever exist was 0.5 million years ago, and the fossil that they found, it was actually 85 foot long.
Yeah,
80
33 meters. I just found that. Yeah, 33.
Dude, did y'all
meters
hear about
long.
that story of that? I
That's
don't remember what
huge.
type of shark. I think it was a great white shark, and it was like the biggest one ever recorded or whatever. And so they put this like GPS tag on one of its fins or whatever, and like it swam somewhere, and then it was transmitting data. Then suddenly, it got like it heated up like super quick or something, and then like sunk super deep into the ocean or something. Anyway, the tag washed up on the shore of whatever, and y'all can Google this. But they're like, what ate the biggest great white shark or whatever, like what ate that guy? It's crazy.
Right. Some weird shit. Oh man, this has been a good podcast. I don't know where the fuck Jeff is. He was supposed to be here, but he's not. So
Anybody heard from him?
I don't know if he DM'd the group. He did not. He hasn't DM'd me either, so I don't know.
By the way, that shark's name is Deep Blue.
Huh?
I just looked it up. Yeah, his name is Deep Blue, and
Deep blue.
yeah, he's considered to be, by many to be the largest of his species ever recorded.
That's fucking crazy. Oh man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another fun episode of the JH Show. Oceans are fucking wild. We got all kinds of crazy shit in there, and we
We're
haven't
just
even,
casually living on the surface.
we're just
no,
casually living on the surface. So
Yeah, no
Um,
bother.
anyway, I'm glad we were able to talk about this. It was a really good topic. I'm glad you had this, Wolf. So thank you for the topic suggestion. Next week we're gonna be talking about the JFK conspiracy, John
Oh,
F. Kennedy.
fuck.
So do a little do a little studying, boys, because I'm gonna do a ton of studying on this. This is my topic, so I'm gonna be studying the shit
I'm
out
excited.
of it.
You're gonna kill it.
So, super excited. Hopefully, Jaden will be set up by that point so he can join us.
Dude, I'm fucking hoping so, dude. I wish y'all could help
Yeah.
me fix my room.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another fun week. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Have a good one.
See ya.